President Trump visited China, and now we can add what you're about to hear right now to the list of 683 issues he's a blatant hypocrite on, and he flip-flopped on. So I'm going to show you what he used to say about China, and then after that you'll see what he said just this past week.
We can't continue to allow China to rape our country, and that's what they're doing. China's taking our jobs, our money, our base, our manufacturing. What they've done to us is the greatest single theft in the history of the world. The greatest abuser in the history of this country. Rampant theft of intellectual property. A currency manipulator. They break the rules in every way imaginable. I have many friends in China. They agree with me 100%. We have lost all of their respect. They think we're run by a bunch of idiots. I don't blame China. After all, who can blame a country for being able to take advantage of another country for the benefit of its citizens? I give China great credit. But in actuality, I do blame past administrations for allowing this out-of-control trade deficit to take place and to grow.
It's every single issue. It really is. I mean, the guy, we all heard it. How many times did he say when he was on the campaign trail, for example, the war is this stupid, we're fighting these stupid wars. Sad. We need to spend that. I don't know why we're rebuilding Afghanistan. We could spend that money here at home. Sad. We need to do that. And then, you know, soon as he's in office, hey, let's increase in Afghanistan. Let's increase in Iraq. Let's open a new front in Syria. You know, let's get rid of the rules of engagement in Somalia with drone strikes. He increased drone strikes 432%. So, you know, that's what he does. He's just a hypocrite. He speaks out of both sides of his mouth. On TPP. Oh, I'm going to... TPP, we're killing TPP. Well, guess what? Now he's slipping provisions of TPP into his renegotiation of NAFTA. The worst provisions of TPP, mind you. So, I mean, the best examples probably with Goldman Sachs. He railed against Ted Cruz and Hillary Clinton because Goldman Sachs, they're puppets to Goldman Sachs. That's what they are, puppets to their donors. So, and then he gets elected, and he appoints people from Goldman Sachs in his administration. You know, with Hillary, for example, I don't doubt she would have done the bidding of Goldman Sachs, but she wouldn't have been brazen enough to say, let me take Goldman Sachs president and have him write my tax plan and introduce it. So, you know, he honestly doesn't think that hypocrisy is a thing when it applies to him. He's incapable of looking inward for his own actions. And it comes across in a way that's literally comical, where you can splice together the clips of what he used to say on China. Theft, they're doing theft. There's one time he said, they're raping our country. They're raping. He goes, they're a currency manipulator. That's what they're doing. And then, you know, you see when he's actually in China, I don't blame China. And then what kind of a person says, I don't blame somebody for taking advantage of people for the benefit of their own people? Why wouldn't you? I would rip somebody for that. Of course I'd rip somebody for that. He even tweeted that, by the way. He had this preposterous tweet that was like, I don't blame China for taking advantage of, you know, people who don't know better. I couldn't believe he said that, because that's him admitting, like, yeah, of course I've done that in business. Yeah, I take advantage of people who don't know any better. Don, that's not something you're supposed to say out loud, you fucking jackass. He's so stupid. Oh, he's so stupid. And how are all the people who voted for him because, hey, he sounded more populist on trade issues, and he sounded like he wanted to keep my job in the country, and he was going to fight for the forgotten man. The forgotten man will never be forgotten again. How are these people supposed to feel when now Trump, that he's elected, he goes over to China, and he's like, I don't even blame you. Oh, what? You're manipulating your currency. You know, you're making permanent normal trade relations with China, made it so we lost millions of U.S. jobs. You know, what do you, now all of a sudden you're cool with an amazing amount of outsourcing, U.S. jobs going to China. Now you're cool with this race to the bottom. Now you're cool with fucking lead-tainted products being shipped into our country. Now you're cool with being taken advantage of and our trade deficit growing massively. Now you're cool with that? he's, somebody pointed out, I forget who, but they're totally right. And they said, this was on Twitter, they said, all that a world leader has to do is kiss Trump's ass, and then he lets them do whatever they want. That's it. All a world leader has to do. Look at what happened with Saudi Arabia. He used to call he said Saudi Arabia did 9/11. He's said that before. He railed against Saudi Arabia and said that, that's where the terrorists come from and all that. They're responsible for it. They're the number one state sponsor of terrorism. Well, guess what? That was his first trip as president was to Saudi Arabia. And Ken Klippenstein did great reporting. We found the list of gifts that Saudi Arabia gave Trump. Just a long list of shit they gave Trump. They rolled out the red carpet for him. They treated him, like a king when he showed up. And then what? Trump's like, everything bad I ever said about them, I didn't mean any of that. Now they're my best friends. Now let's do a multi-billion-dollar weapons deal with them. Now let's support them as they do their blockade on Yemen where people are starving to death and they bomb the shit out of civilians. By the way, to be fair, that was also happening under the Obama administration. But Trump was the guy who said, I'm going to be hard on Saudi Arabia. Then he got in there and now he's letting Saudi Arabia get away with even more. So all they have to do is blow him, and then he's like, oh, these good people, some of the best people, unbelievable people. He's so easy to manipulate. He's so easy to manipulate. You just kiss his ass, and then he likes you. If you say a mean word about him, he doesn't like you. If you kiss his ass, he likes you. So any fucking, two-bit con man, Trump himself is a two-bit con man, of course, but any authoritarian leader or authoritarian-leaning leader, whether it be in Saudi Arabia, whether it be in Israel, you name it, whether it be in the Philippines, all they do is, okay, let's just kiss his ass a little bit, and then boom, they can get away with whatever they want to get away with. It's really pathetic, man. And there's no, the depths of his hypocrisy, it really is stunning. Because he would say it over and over, he was so hard on China. And by the way, I actually kind of agree with the railing against China, because it is true. With all of these trade deals, yes, everybody's exploiting the American middle class. Nobody's exploiting U.S. corporations, because multinational corporations are the ones who are making out like bandits in all this. CEOs, owners, the corporate class, the elite class, that's who these trade deals benefit. But the American middle class is getting shafted, getting obliterated, getting decimated. So I actually agree with the railing against why NAFTA, why CAFTA, why permanent normal trade relations with China. The World Trade Organization is terrible for us. We need to renegotiate these deals or pull out of these deals. I agree with that. But Trump, he just said it on the campaign. He didn't mean it. He didn't mean it. He's proving it every day now, and you can see it with your own eyes. Now all of a sudden, much softer line. I don't blame you. I would have done the same thing. I would have taken advantage of people. That's what I would have done. We know, Don. We get it.